and get joint venture partners and investors excited to put their money into them. And it's called edutaining capital marketing. Well, what does that mean?
There are millions of real estate investors out there, and most are stuck with just a couple of properties. They want financial freedom, but their small portfolio ends up costing them more in time, effort, and money than it's worth. Getting out of the rat race seems harder than ever. This show will help you do more deals, better deals, and bigger deals. Finally, you'll be able to reach your income and lifestyle goals. How? By attracting and leveraging private money partners and their capital. Now get ready to raise more money, because here's your host, Dave Dubeau.
Well, today, what I'm going to share with you is the number one way to get the word out about your real estate deals and get joint venture partners and investors excited to put their money into them. And it's called edutaining capital marketing. Well, what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you in a second. But first of all, most capital raisers make one or more of these mistakes that's costing them millions of dollars. So either they're too much, too boring, or too smart. So what does that mean? Too much means that they are like a fire hose of information. They're just putting out way too much information, way too fast, and they're overwhelming people. Or they're too boring. Well, too much and too boring kind of go hand in hand, but too boring means too much data, too much jargon, too much detail for the average person, and that turns them off. Or they're too smart. What does that mean? Well, that means that they're talking over the heads of their potential investors. So using things like ROI, IRR, cap rates, all these kind of terms and terminology without explaining that, and also expecting the other person to understand what they're talking about. So the challenge is that if you're too smart, if you're talking like that, you might think that it makes you sound smart, but really what it does is it makes the other person feel dumb. And if they feel dumb, that's going to turn them off to you and your deals. So you definitely don't want to do that. So here's what it really boils down to. And I hope you don't take offense to this, but here's the reality. We are what I call real estate nerds. Now, hold on. Don't get offended. But really, why else would you be listening to this real estate podcast or watching the video on our YouTube channel? Now, like, you're a little bit different, and that's a good thing. But you cannot assume that your investors are like you, because they aren't. They are everyday folks. They are watching Netflix. They're fooling around on Facebook. They're doing their thing. So we always need to keep that in mind. Your investors do not want to learn everything you know about real estate investing. They might want to know the big 30,000 foot perspective. They might want to get the gist of it. But here's what they really want to know. They want to trust that you know your stuff. That's what's really important to them. So don't overwhelm them with too much boring, jargon-filled information. Here's what you want to do instead. This is the solution. We want to edutain our investors and our prospective investors. We want to do our best to give them a simple nugget of information and then try to make it a little bit entertaining. All right. So bite-sized chunks, one thing at a time, not overwhelming people, not giving them too much information, not too much data and graphs and charts and numbers, not any jargon. And a great way to make things a little bit entertaining is to tell a story. Ideally, a story that relates to what you've just taught them. Because again, as human beings, we grow up with stories. It's hardwired into our DNA. In fact, for millennia, that's how we learned. That's how we passed knowledge on from generation to generation, was through stories. So it's just kind of embedded in us. So anytime you can tell a story that relates to what you just taught them, it's going to work like gangbusters. So a little bit more about edutaining. So again, a little bit educational, hopefully a little bit entertaining, and always remember the KISS method. KISS. Keep it short and super simple. Okay, so KISS with 3 S's. Keep it short and super simple. So here's what I always like to ask myself. Could an average 13-year-old understand it? If the answer is yes, then it's good to go. So I'm not saying that your prospective investors are dummies. They aren't, right? They're intelligent human beings. We just want to make it easy for them to consume our capital communications. Does that make sense? The easier it is for them, the more likely it is they're going to do it, and the more likely it is that they are going to invest with you. So here's what's working right now when we're working with clients on this: weekly communication. So something coming out from you to your investor list, your prospective investor list, at least once a week. And ideally different things, not always the same thing. So you want to shake it up a little bit. So for example, one week it could be a newsletter. Another week it could be a blog post. Week after that, it could be a short video or video log. So there you go. You got different kinds of things. But again, short, sweet, bite-sized chunks. Keep it super simple and keep it edutaining. Now, speaking of stories, here are a couple of our clients sharing how well this whole idea of edutaining marketing has worked for them. So I want you to check it out.
That 100 and plus the 300 that we just did on Monday or Tuesday, plus the 377 coming, we've only done 2 newsletters and 1 video. That's all we've done. We're 1 month in.
Ready to invest. And they keep seeing these emails. Even today, the e-scene that went out today, I had a friend who's like, yeah, I'm ready to invest just from that one email. And this happens like all the time now.
It's been awesome. I'm still getting really good positive feedback from all the marketing, especially the newsletters. People keep asking me about the newsletters.
All right. I love those stories. It works so well. It really does. So if you need some help with this, that's what we do. We offer done for you marketing services that help real estate investors access private capital, raise 6 figures in a matter of weeks, 7 figures in a matter of months. And a big part of this is with this edutaining marketing. So if you'd like, go ahead and check out moneypartnerformula.com if you're interested. Take care, and I will see you on the next episode. This episode is brought to you by moneypartnerformula.com. Our Money Partner Formula service allows you to raise all the private capital you need to do all the deals you want while we handle the hard stuff. We offer reliable and affordable done-for-you marketing services that get you investor meetings booked without all the work. So go ahead and check out the website right now, and then feel free to schedule a call with me, and let's take your portfolio to the next level. Again, that's moneypartnerformula.com. Watch investor meetings pop up in your calendar. We handle the rest.